The first thing you can do is to digitalize photos and documents. You can scan old photos, letters, and documents to create digital copies. This is a great way to have backups without having the space for original backups. I remember as a kid, when it came to those disposable cameras, and I remember you had that option back in the day to ask for copies of the photos. So in case one gets ruined, you can have a copy of a certain photo. My family used to do that, and that's why I have certain baby photos of me till this day, because my mom got 20 copies of each of one particular photo, and she got 20 copies of that one photo for just in case. Instead of doing that, nowadays you can digitalize those photos onto an external hard drive. And I know some people in the comment section do not agree with external hard drives. Instead of just having one, buy two. They're fairly inexpensive. I mean, okay, when I mean inexpensive, I mean they're high quality, so of course they're going to be around $100. I paid $120 for my external hard drive. I use it for work mostly, but I do feel like they're worth the price tag. So I feel like they're inexpensive into the sense of the quality you're getting. So you're getting high quality for not so high quality price tag. Certain high quality items have a very hefty price tag. Certain external hard drives are fairly cheap. I think I have a 2 terabyte one, which is huge. So always go with terabytes, never go with megabytes. Terabytes will last you years and years. Megabytes will last you months. You can also do your own research. I will have some external hard drives linked down below, including the one I own. But it's best to hold some documents in there. I have all my tax documents in my external hard drive. It is also good to get a backup external hard drive, which I need to do. And I know that's the hate I get in the comment section, where I only own one, which I do need to get another one, and I will. So moral of the story, when it comes to backups, whether it's sentimental photos, documents, letters, cards, put that all in your external hard drive for a backup instead of copying all this stuff or printing out more documents and things like that for copies. I hope I'm making sense. That way you're saving space. So whatever copies you were going to make with the original stuff, you can just put it in your little external hard drive. It's literally this tiny. And they even have smaller ones nowadays. Number 2 is digital scrapbook, creative way to store more memory. Now, I have seen this literally everywhere. I want to say the digital scrapbooks are getting a lot more popular than the original scrapbooking, and I do want to say the main reason is because it is cheaper. So my sister used to do scrapbooking, and they used to come out amazing and super creative and cute, but she stopped doing them because they were so expensive to keep up with. Buying the stickers, buying the little glitter pencils and pens to go with it, the backgrounds, the actual scrapbook to put the picture in. And I remember her telling me that is by far one of the most expensive hobbies ever. So she stopped doing that. And also she had a collection of scrapbooks, and she said the collection was just getting too big throughout the years with the kids getting older. Digital scrapbooking is a way not to replace that hobby, because I know some people still the old-fashioned scrapbooking, but digital scrapbooking is another way to kind of save money and also save space. So say you do one original scrapbook, and then Christmas time comes and you're like, oh, I want to do another scrapbook for Christmas theme. Instead of maybe doing the original scrapbook, maybe you can do the digital one, kind of switch it every year. That way, like I said, you're saving money and you're saving space. Again, this is not for everybody, and I'm not forcing those of you that love, the original scrapbook, and I'm not forcing you guys to do this. This is a great way to save a ton of space and also money. I think I repeated that 5 times, but it's true. I think Milo wants to be on camera today. Hey, baby. Number 3 is selective keepsakes. Be discerning about what truly holds value and let go of items with less significance. I go through this a lot. I want to say I went through it more towards the end of my 30s, where I got rid of a lot of things, or I want to say 27, around that era of my age, if you want to put it in that kind of words. I got rid of quite a few things that I knew I didn't really need to represent a happy moment. For a little example, when I was around 26 and a half, almost 27, I was decluttering a lot, and the one thing that I got rid of, and I'm still happy that I got rid of it till this day, is my prom dress. I graduated in 2010. My prom was in 2010, May of 2010, and it was an all black dress. I actually have photos to keep the memories going, but I kept that dress for a little over 6 years, and when I put it on Poshmark, someone purchased it for $75. I paid, I think it was like around $300 I paid for it around around 2010. So I ended up getting it for $75. Someone that purchased it needed it for their daughter, and it was the exact size. It was 10 times cheaper than what they were going to purchase with another dress in, you know, in their local area. So that dress ended up getting passed down to someone else that needed it at the moment. And I also made some cash. What I'm trying to say is that dress didn't mean much to me anymore. Again, I had the pictures to remind me of my prom. And my prom wasn't like the most significant thing. I think I stood like less than an hour at prom because I didn't have friends. I went with my sisters also because we graduated the same year, and that was it. We ate and we left. We didn't even dance. So moral of the story, that dress didn't really mean that much to me, and I didn't want to save it for my future kids either. There's so many dresses to choose from, and who's to say I'm even gonna have a daughter or kids. So anyways, I didn't want to save an item just because. So I ended up getting rid of it, and I'm very, very happy till this day that I got rid of it because, like I said, I have the pictures of that night to remind me what my dress looked like and what my hair looked like, what, you know, things I was wearing. So I didn't need the physical dress with me to remind me. You know, it was just going to be like a dust collector in the closet. So I'm glad I got rid of that. I didn't have any significant value to keep. So moral of the story, try your best to only choose items that mean something to you or that mean something to your family. So if it's a certain ring that was passed down from grandmother to grandmother to grandmother, then it might be something you should keep. So try to sit down with all of your so-called sentimental items and see which ones hold value to you and disregard the ones that don't. You can always sell them in the yard sale and donate them, or you can pass them down to family members that have memories of that item and want to keep it. Number 4 is to write about memories. Journal or write about your sentimental experiences in order to keep the memory alive. So I've actually been thinking of doing this. Now, you don't have to journal everything. Obviously, this is not a diary. This is a memory journal. So you don't have to, you know, log in every day of your life if you don't want to. That's something I would not want to do. But I will say, like, certain memories, maybe around the holidays or like even back then, like certain memories about your childhood. I think the whole journal thing is great, especially the older we get, we tend to forget certain memories. I used to work at a nursing home back in the day. I know I always bring this up, but some of the patients that we had Alzheimer's. And I do remember some of the patients' children, obviously the children were in their 60s, and their parents were in their late 90s or early 80s. I remember their kids bringing in old notebooks and reading little things that happened. Like, oh, do you remember back in 1954 when you purchased this car? And then they would show like the picture to go with what they said. And then they started to remember on that day. I don't know, it's a pretty cool thing when it comes to writing down in detail about a certain day that has made you happy or even not so happy days. Not every day is perfect in life, and that's okay. And the last thing that I want to mention and also show you guys, my little memory box, my broken memory box. This is a designated spot to keep sentimental items that mean a lot to you. Also, another thing when it comes to the memory boxes is only keep what fits inside. Do not overstuff it. It's already coming out. But anyways, this is my memory box. Like I said, it is broken, completely broken. It has seen better days, but this is not real wood. I've had this forever. You can actually go back to my old videos from like almost 7 years ago, and you will see this same box and also this same sweater. Okay, so I have it back there because it is, again, falling apart. So I can't really hold it. But this right here is when I went on vacation in DR. So I keep some old photos in here. Well, this is not that old, but I do keep some photos in here. And I think I was like 28 around there. But yeah, this was my first vacation ever, and I was drinking sugarcane juice. Let me lower the brightness on the camera so you guys can actually see. But yeah, I was drinking sugarcane juice, and I had such a good time in DR. I have a lot of vacation photos. I'm not going to show them all. Again, I'm very private. I will say the photos I will be showing are just me, not my family or my partner. But best believe that box is filled with my niece and nephew. We have so many pictures together, especially when they were little. And when I lived closer, I used to take a lot more photos. But since I moved, I don't take photos as much anymore. I will say photos are like the best thing when it comes to keeping memories alive. And again, you don't have to print them out like this. It was just a bad little habit that I had. I used to print out far too many photos, and now I put everything on my external hard drive to save space and money. Another little photo was me graduating kindergarten. So this was in 1995. I was not happy that day. I know you guys probably can't even see me, but I was pedoed. And I asked my mom, I'm like, why was I so mad? She honestly doesn't remember why I was so mad, but I was crying and screaming, and I just didn't want to be there. Another photo of me, I'm going to block my mom out, but this was from 1994. I was Belle, like literally, I want to say 4 Halloweens in a row because I was obsessed with this dress. And I do remember being really, really upset around Halloween when they used to make me wear a jacket because I always thought like no one is going to see my beautiful dress. Why am I wearing a jacket? But you know, I didn't understand that it was cold out. Another picture of me, this was in 1993. I was 2 years old. As you guys can see, not much has changed. But yeah, I have a lot of baby pictures of me. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I do have a lot of baby pictures from the 90s. Another thing that I keep besides pictures is certain cards. So this card was from my sisters and also my niece and nephew. I'm not going to show the message or anything, but I just think the card is so freaking cute. Obviously, it resembles Milo. So this was for my 30th birthday, and that's why I'm keeping this card, and that's why it means so much to me, is because it looks like Milo is literally popping out of the card. You guys already know how obsessed I am with my cat, so this card is staying. I normally don't keep birthday cards. I'm not a fan of cards, but this one just made me so happy because that looks like my baby. And other things that I keep, I actually have to mark this. I do keep certain little colorings. This was from my, oh, it is marked. This is from my nephew, and he put for Auntie Kira. I know you guys can't see, but he put for Auntie Kira. I feel like all the kids get my name wrong when it comes to the spelling. They put an I where the Y is supposed to be. I know my name is spelt Kyra, but that's because my mom put a Y instead of an I. Long story on why she did that. But anyways, they always have to like cross out the I and put a Y after my sister corrects them. So he was 6 years old. He's 7 now because it's a new year. But yeah, I'm saving this because I thought it was so cute. And he worked so hard on it because he's like, I know you don't like messy things, Auntie. I know you like things that are nice and neat. And it's crazy how kids like pick up on that. I never knew that kids would like pick up on certain like things that you like when it comes to like neatness and stuff like that. So he picked up on like, I don't know, he assumed that I liked, you know, nice, neat coloring, drawings, and I feel like it's because like my house is nice and clean and stuff. So in his mind, he was like, okay, she likes things that are neat and organized, so I'm gonna color in the lines this time for her. Another thing that I keep, and I normally don't keep stuff like this, but everything that's in here means a lot to me, which I will explain. This little bracelet, it says my name, it just says Kira on it. It's a tiny little, you know, those 90 bracelets from the, you know, from the early 90s. So I guess this is what the hospital used to do back in the early 90s. And then they stopped doing this because it is a choking hazard. But this was on my wrist when I was born. And instead of like using hats and socks and stuff like with the color pink and blue, they used to do this. That's what my mom said. The hospital that she delivered me at, it was either pink or blue bracelets, and it would say your name and your last name initial, which I'm hiding for privacy reasons. It's crazy how this was on my wrist when I was born, and it's in my hands now at 32 years old. This is the craziest thing about memories. Obviously, I don't remember this being on my wrist. I don't remember being born. I'm happy that she saved it throughout all these years. My partner purchased these for me. I think I was 29, around there. And he finally got me some real earrings, which was so thoughtful. I remember the day he did that. He had like a nice little vegan cake. It was like a carrot cake. And then this little box was on the side. And I automatically knew it was earrings. I just didn't know it was Monstera earrings, which that is my favorite plant of all time. So this means a lot to me. I do need to get them professionally clean because it's been a long time since I worn them and they're not really shiny right now. But it is real gold. I have no clue on how to show this on camera because my camera does not focus on like little charms like this. But it just has a bunch of charms. I'm trying to like get away from the sun. But anyways, it has a bunch of little charms on here. It has like a star, a fist, a moon. I have no idea what any of this stuff means till this day, which I should. Milo is like climbing my leg because he loves to play with little dangly things like this. You cannot have that. Like, you're out of your mind. Anyways, I guess that was another gift that my mom saved. I guess someone gave this to me when I was born. I guess it was like a traditional thing where when a baby is born, you give them Portuguese gold. I'm not sure how much this is worth, and I don't think I will ever get rid of it because it is a part of me because, I mean, I am Portuguese. Even though I don't speak the language, I've never been to the Azore Islands or even the continent, but I am very, very Portuguese. I mean, you can tell by, for those of you that have met Portuguese people, you can tell by the way I look. With dark hair, the facial features, very, very Portuguese. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Let me know down below, how do you keep your sentimental items? Do you journal them? Do you keep them in an external hard drive? Or do you keep them in a cute little memory box like this? I would love to know how you store your sentimental items as a minimalist.